Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
So, in previous classes, we learnt all about the fluid static with a clear conceptual understanding. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So, today onwards, we are going to learn about the fluid dynamics. In the fluid dynamics, we are going to learn the conceptual understanding behind the equations, theorems, and laws in a fluid dynamics. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one, and we will going to see what is the main conceptual understanding behind those equations, laws, and formulas and equations. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, students, see here, we are going to start now the fluid dynamics. Fluid dynamics. Fluid dynamics. So, what do you mean by fluid dynamics? The fluid dynamics is nothing but the study of behavior of a fluids in a motion. Okay. So, what do you mean by fluid dynamics, my dears? The study of
Behavior.
Yeah, the study of
Behavior.
behavior of a
Fluid motion. Fluid
behavior of a behavior
of
of a fluid
motion.
fluid in
Motion.
motion
Is called.
is called fluid dynamics. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is called fluid dynamics. Okay, now fluid dynamics means we understand the meaning. Okay, the actual meaning is the study of behavior of a fluids in motion is called fluid dynamics. My dear students, why the fluids will flow? What is the main reason why the fluids will flow? Because it is only due to the pressure difference. Yes or no? It is only due to the pressure difference. Okay, so fluids will flow. Fluids flow is due to pressure,
Different.
yeah, pressure difference, due to the pressure difference. Okay, so to understand the behavior of a fluid in motion, the fluid what we are going to taking here is an ideal fluid. What type of fluid it is? Ideal fluid. We are not taking here the actual fluid, we are taking as an ideal fluid. So when we are saying that it is an ideal fluid, what is the characteristics which we are imagine for the ideal fluid? We are going to see one by one. Okay, so ideal fluid. Ideal fluid. So what is the characteristics, my dears? Characteristics of a ideal fluid. Okay, so the major characters here is one, we are taking as an non-viscous fluid. What fluid? Non-viscous. See here, first what we are saying here, non-viscous. We are assuming as an non-viscous. Non-viscous is nothing but it is an that is frictionless friction. Let's say frictionless fluid. Okay, frictionless fluid. No friction between the layers. Between layers of a fluid. No friction between the layers of a fluid. Are you getting my point? So that means actual fluid. See here, actual fluid. Actual fluid. How the actual fluids will be? See here, the actual fluids. See, in a come across in our day-to-day life experience, if you are going for the any one river, okay, the motion of the fluid, that means motion of the water on the topmost surface, the velocity will be on more. When you go inside of the river, if you go to the down and down and down, what will happen? The velocity of the water will be on decreases one by one. So once we are going to the beneath of the river, that means the bed of the river, if you are able to see that the water is almost it is in rest position. That means each and every layer of the water, what will happen between one and of the another layer, between the one layer to another layer, the friction will be there. But what we are imagining here is, in the ideal fluid, the first characteristic what we are taking here is non-viscous. That means no friction act between the two layers of a liquid. See here, actual fluid is how it will be. See, this is the velocity of a fluid in a actual fluid. Like this, the velocity will going to be decreases. Okay, the v1, v2, v3, v4, v5. If you are taking like this, the velocity, for example, consider if it is going for 10 meters per second, then it is going for 8 meter per second. It is move with a 7 meters per second. It will move for a 5 meters per second, and it is 5 meters per second. That means when we go to the depth of the fluid, what will happen? The velocity of the fluid will going to be decreases. Are you getting my point? So in the actual fluid, but what we are taking here, non-viscous. That means no friction between the layer of the fluid. So ideal fluid will be, ideal fluid what we are imagining here, the imagination is all the layers, in between of the layers, the fluid will be moving with the same velocity. So velocity of the fluid here is, if we are considered as a 10 meter per second, then everywhere it is a 10 meter per second only. Okay, it is also 10 meter per second, it is also 10 meter per second, and it is also 10 meter per second. So that means there is no friction is acting between the any two layers of a fluid. Are you getting my point? So this is the conceptual understanding for non-viscous. Okay, so if you go for the next one, incompressible. Okay, incompressible. Okay, actually in actual liquids, what will happen when we are apply the force on a fluid, then what will happen? The volume of the fluid will going to be decreases. That means it will be compressed. Okay, actual, how it will be? Actual fluid. Okay, so if you are taking as an, this is an fluid container. In this fluid container, the fluid will be there. If you apply the force, what will happen? This volume of the fluid will going to be decreases. It will become like this. Okay, that means the volume will decreases. Okay, because it's compressed. It is compressed. But what we are taking here, the ideal fluid is ideal. In the ideal fluid, what we are imagining? No compressible. So if you are taking the fluid which will be there in the container, okay, if you are apply the force on any side, we are imagining that no compression. That means the volume will not be reduces. Are you getting my point? Incompressible. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Got it, everyone? Everybody? Okay. Then one is an non-viscous, second is an incompressible, and third is an irrotational or streamline flow. So first we are going to learn it about irrotational, then we can see the streamline flow. Okay, third one is an irrotational. Okay, irrotational effect. Okay, it is an irrotational effect. What do you mean by irrotational effect? So in actual fluid, what will happen? See the conceptual understanding. In actual fluid, what will happen? If the fluid is flowing like this, okay, for example, if this is the fluid is flowing here. So if you are put it any object, let's consider as a plastic ball. Okay, we are dropping the plastic ball here. Then what will happen? This plastic ball will move with the v velocity. If the fluid is moving with the v velocity, so what will happen? Along with the tangential velocity, it is an rotational velocity will also be there. Angular velocity, what we can say. So v also will be there. Along with that v, omega also will be there. So it will be rotate and it will move. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Did we observe in our day to day life? So if any water will flowing, okay, if you drop any ball, plastic ball, if you are carefully observe that, the ball will move in that tangential direction, okay, as well as rotation direction. That means it will be rotate and it will travel. That means v also will be there, omega value will also be there. But in the ideal fluid, what we are imagining here, okay, these are all the imagination. Okay, so to why we are imagining? To understand the behavior of the fluid in motion. Okay, that's what. So in ideal fluid, what will happen? In ideal fluid, so if the fluid is flowing like this, okay, if you drop the any ball, so this object will have only the tangential velocity, okay, but omega is equal to 0. That means it will not show any rotational effect. Got it? Do you understand, everyone? Yes or no? So the next character we are going to be understand the streamline flow. Okay, please make a note it, then we can continue the class. Okay. Okay, so next is streamline flow. Okay, see here, streamline flow. What do you mean by streamline flow, my dears? The streamline flow is nothing but for example, let it be, if this is done, consider this is the tube of the tube in which the liquid is flowing. It is a non-uniform cross section area of a tube. Okay, non-uniform cross section of a tube. So what is the streamline flow means? For example, if the velocity, okay, if the velocity at this point is considered 8 meter per second and the velocity here is as in 10 meter per second. Okay, so streamline flow is nothing but all the particles through this point, all the particles which move through this point will have the same velocity. It will be moved with the same velocity with an 8 meter per second. The particle which is moving from this point, it has a velocity of 10 meter per second. I am not saying that this total tube has a constant velocity. Did I say like this? No, right? All the particles which they are moving with this point, their velocity is constant. Okay, do you understand? So all the particles which moving through this point has the constant velocity. One thing. Second thing, what we have to understand is the particle which, for example, if one particle is moved in this direction, okay, like this, in this direction the one particle is moved, then whatever the followed particles will following the first particle will adapt the same path. The path will not going to be changed. Are you getting my point? If one particle is moving with this path, adapt this path, second particle, then behind that particle, behind this particle, whatever the particles, how many particles will going to be traveling followed by this particle is adapt the same path. Are you getting my point? So these 2 points we have to understand. Point number 1 is, what is the point number 1? All the particles moving with a particular point will have the constant velocity, but the total container will have the total pipe, it may have the various velocities. Okay, but at that particular point all the particle which is moving through that point has a constant velocity. First point. Second point is the path which is adapted the first particle, then all the particles followed by the first particle is adapt the same path. Okay, then third is thus 2 streamline flows, that means 2 paths will not going to be intersect to each other. For example, so this is the first path and it is the second path. If it is this streamline flow, the streamline path will not going to be intersect to either, because if it is intersect here, then the particle which will be present here, this particle will have the 2 velocities v1. See, this first path will have the v1 velocity, second path is considered as a v2 velocity. If it is intersect here, then what will happen? At the point of intersection, what will happen? The same particle will have the 2 different velocities is impossible. Okay, so that means in the streamline flow, the path will not going to be intersect to each other. Are you getting my point? Yes or no, everyone? Okay, good. So this is the about streamline flow. Got it, everyone, clearly? So make it note of it. Then we can go for the, see, these 4 characteristics are very much important for the ideal fluid. So first point is, what is the first point? What is the first point, my dear? It is an non-viscous. Second point is incompressible. Third point is irrotational. Fourth point is
Streamline.
so streamlined flow. So these are the four main major characteristics, okay, of a ideal fluid. Okay, we are imagining all these four characters and we are going for to see the behavior of a fluid in a motion. Are you getting my point? So let me see. So now equation of continuity. The next what the first equation we are going to learn it here in equation of continuity. Okay, sorry, equation of continuity. Okay, this is an equation of continuity. Let me see what is the equation of continuity and what it says. We are going to be understand with the conceptual understanding. Okay, so what the equation of continuity is, says that in a non-uniform cross section area of a pipe, if a non-uniform cross section of a pipe, the rate of mass enter into the tube is equal to rate of mass exit through the tube or leave to the tube is called as an equation of continuity. Are you getting my point?
Sir.
So that means in a non-uniform cross section, in a non-uniform cross section of a tube, the rate of mass entering okay in a tube, entering in a tube is equal to rate of mass, okay, rate of mass of a fluid, otherwise rate of mass exit or leave, whatever we can use the word leave the tube. This is the equation of continuity, says that. Simple, my dears. So here if you are taking, see here, so let it be, this is the tube, okay, which has that different cross section area. Let it be this is the cross section area A1 and this cross section area is A2. Okay, now this total, see this total tube is moving with the fluid, okay, the fluid is, so what the equation of continuity is saying that the mass which enter, the rate of mass which enter into the tube is equal to rate of mass which exit from the tube. Are you getting my point? So for example, its velocity is an, let it be considered is an V1, here the velocity of the tube is an water is, that is liquid is an V2. Okay, now see here how much, see in the delta t time, let it be considered in the delta t time, how much volume of a liquid is entered. That means for example consider in the t time this much liquid is entered, this is considered this much liquid is entered. So what is the volume here now? So volume is nothing but volume of fluid enters in delta t time is how much, my dears? A1 V1 into delta t. Yes or no? In the same time, how much water is exit? Let it be this is an exit of a water. Let consider in the delta t time how much volume is exist? That is an volume exit from the second door. It is an how much it is? A2 V2 delta t. Yes or no? How much mass? If you consider the mass is equal to how much, my dears? Mass is equal to density into volume. So let it be consider the density of the liquid is an rho. So that is rho A1 V1 delta t. Here what is the mass? Mass is equal to here rho A2 V2 delta t. Now both is an equal. Yes or no? So how much it is? Rho A1 V1 delta t is equal to rho A2 V2 delta t, rho get cancelled. It is an a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. In the same manner, av is equal to constant. Yes or no? So in the same relation, what we can write? So a, see here, v is inversely proportional to a. Are you getting my point? So what the relation, what is the conceptual understanding here is, the velocity is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Understand? So if you are taking the pipe, okay, in our day to day life, we are what we have to do. So sometimes if you want to, okay, sprinkle the water for the long distance, then what we are going to do? We are going to press the pipe. So once we are pressing the pipe, what will happen? The cross section area will going to be decreases. Once the cross section area is decreases, what will happen? The velocity of the water will be an more increases. It will travel a long distance. Yes or no? So that is the conceptual understanding what the equation of continuity is says that. For example, if the area is given, cross section area is given in the form of, okay, radius, then what will happen? It is an V is directly proportional to 1 by r square. Yes or no? In the form of radius pi r square. If it is given as an pi r square, so in terms of r radius, then we can write as an V is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. Do you understand everyone clearly? Do you have any doubt? So the conceptual understanding of equation of continuity, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Can you please make a note of it? Then we can continue the lesson. Okay? Based upon equation of continuity in the JEE Mains 2004, there is a question is asked. So let me see. 2004 he asked simple question, my dears. So question is asked, there is a piston, okay, there is a piston which has the cross section area. This is the cross section area. So radius of this cross section area, okay, is given as an 8 millimeter. How much it is? The radius is 8 millimeter. Okay. In the same manner, the other end, the diameter is given, okay, is 2 millimeter. How much? It is an 2 millimeter. Okay. Here the velocity v1 is given as an 0.25 meter per second. Okay. v2 he did not give anything. So what will happen? Once it is pressed here, then the water, there is a liquid which is filled with the, then this water is came out here like this. The height of the piston is an 1.25 meter. Okay. Then he says that find the range. We have to find the range. Okay. So it is very easy to do because we have the conceptual understanding. So first what we have to find out? We have to find it V2, yes or no, with the equation of continuity. What the equation of continuity says, my dears? A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Yes or no? A, area of cross section is given in the form of, okay, radius. So pi r square, that means 8 square into V1. V1 is how much, my dears? 0.25. Are you getting my point? Is equal to A2 is how much? A2 is given pi 2 square, okay, into V2 we have to find out here. Are you getting my point? So that means here pi get cancelled. 8 8 64. 64 into 1 by 4. 0.25 is nothing but 1 by 4. That is equal to 2 2 4 and V2. Okay. So what will happen? 4 will come this side. V is equal to 64 by 16. That is equal to how much, my dears? 4 meter per second. Got it? So this is the V2 value. Understand? So now we have to find out the range. Range we know very well. What is the range? Range, this is a projectile motion, right? So it is a projectile motion. In the projectile motion we know very well. Range is equal to ux velocity into time. Velocity into time. Yes or no? Velocity is how much, my dears? Velocity we know very well. It is on 4 meters per second. So that is equal to 4 into, what is the delta t? That is on time. In the projectile motion we know very well, time t is equal to, delta t is equal to root of 2y by g. What is the y value? Y value is given as an y is equal to 1.25. How this equation is will come? That is an s is equal to ut plus half at square. Yes or no? S is nothing but is an y. Initial velocity is on 0. So this total term become 0. So here y is equal to half g into t square. So t is equal to root of 2y by g. Got it? So simple. Root of, so t value is how much, my dears? Root of 2 into y. What is the y value here? It is given as an 1.25 divided by g is nothing but it is an 10. Got it? Are you getting my point, everyone? So if you calculate this, the value will come how much, my dear? See here. So 2 1 ja 2 5 ja. So 4 into root of 1.25 by 5 will come. Got it? I understand. So what is the value will come? Can you please do the answer? How much answer will come? Range is equal to how much the answer? Do it fast. How much it is? Okay, it is come as an 1 by 2. 1 by 2. So into this is an 1 by 2 into 4. So that is equal to range is equal to is an 2 1 ja 2 2 ja, that is an 2 meter. The range is an 2 meter. Very easy. Got it? Are you understand, everyone?
Sir.
Do you understand?
Sir.
So we can find out. The option is given as an A is equal to 1 meter, B is equal to 2 meters, C is equal to 3 meter, D is equal to 4 meter. What is the correct answer? B is the correct answer. 2 meter. Okay? Understand?
Sir.
Simple. Can you please make it note of this? This is a very simple question. Okay? Can you please make a note of it? We can go for the further. So if you take another example based upon equation of continuity, okay, equation of continuity. So for example, so let it be this is a, consider this is a tab, okay, this is a tab. Now from this tab, this is an the velocity of the tab. So once the water is coming down like this, yes or no? So now what he asked the question is, so the cross section area is an, it is 1.414 centimeter square. The radius of the tab is 1.414 centimeter square, and velocity is equal to 10 meter per second, is given as an 10 meter per second. After falling 5 meter, then what is the area? What is the area of a, that is the area of cross section of a liquid is given. Okay, are you getting my point? So this is the area of cross section. A1 is equal to, is given as an A1 is equal to 1.414, and we have to find out A2 value. Got it? So how much, my dears? How much? So the initial velocity we know, that final velocity we don't know. So how to find out? See here, according to equation of continuity, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. We have to find out A2, but we don't know V2 value. So V2 value we can be find out. How? V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So V square is equal to how much? V square minus 10 square is equal to 2 into A. A is how much, my dears? Acceleration. So A is how much is given? 10. Acceleration due to gravity into length is an S is equal to 5. 5 is given. Got it? Understand? How much value will come? V is equal to root 200, and that is equal to 10 root 2. Got it? So this 10 root 2 value we have to substitute here in form of V2. Got it? So how much value will come? See here, A1 is equal to, let it be this is an root 2, A1 V1. V1 is equal to how much? 10. That is equal to A2 is equal to how much? A2 we have to find out. A2, V2 is how much? V2 is came as in 10 root 2. Understand? So 10 root 2 get cancelled. So A2 is equal to 1 meter square. He is given as a centimeter, let it be taken as a centimeter square only. Okay, it doesn't matter. because it is on ratio side, both the sides centimeters will get cancelled. Okay, if it is taken as a meter, it doesn't matter, centimeters, we can be right as a, no need to change, okay, the units. Got it? Understand clearly? So what is the answer? A2 is equal to 1 centimeter square. Understand? So make a note of it, then we can go for the further. Okay, next we are going to be learnt about Bernoulli's theorem. Okay, so Bernoulli's theorem. So what the Bernoulli's theorem is says, what is the conceptual understanding behind the Bernoulli's theorems we are going to learn very clear manner. So Bernoulli's theorem is says that in a non-uniform cross-section area of a pipe, the gravitational head, pressure head and velocity head will be a constant throughout of the tube or throughout of the pipe. Okay, that what the Bernoulli's theorem is says that. So you need not to be fear about what is the gravitational head, what is the velocity head and what is the pressure. This is only the sentences. Got it? It is just for sentences. Okay, words, that is, you need not to be fear. Okay, got it? So we are going to understand very clearly. For example, see here, we are going to be prove that Bernoulli's theorem. So let it be consider. See here. If this is the tube, okay, whose cross section area is different. Okay, so this is the tube. So it is an H1 height from the ground. This is an H2 height from the ground. Okay. So now the cross section area is A and velocity at this point, velocity is an, let it be considered V1 and pressure is an P1. Got it? The cross section area is an A2, velocity is an V2 and pressure is an P2. Are you understand everyone? So now this total pipe is an already filled with the liquid. Got it? So it is a liquid is there here total. Now see how much volume. Okay, so for example, here there is an particles are there, liquid particles in delta t time. Okay, how much distance it will travel? The velocity is an v1, so let it be considered this much of distance is traveled. Okay, so this is the distance which is traveled by the liquid particles. Now how much the distance it is? It is an v1 delta t. Okay, in the same manner, this much of volume is enter into the tube. According to the equation of continuity, what it says that the amount of, that is rate of mass which is enter into the non-cross section area of a tube is equal to the rate of mass which is existed from the other end of the tube. Yes or no? That's what the equation of continuity says that. Okay, so how much here? So this much of liquid, let it be considered, this much of liquid is exited from the other end. So that means the volume of the both the sides will be an equal. How much distance it travels? There is an V2 delta t. Yes or no, in delta t time. Are you getting my point? So according to equation of continuity, according to equation of continuity, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2, we know very well. Correct? So here what we have to understand, my dear, this total fluid is moving, right? The how much of volume of the liquid is enters into the pipe, that much volume of the liquid is existing from the other end of the pipe. Who will do this work? Who will do this work? This work will perform by the pressure difference only, right? So beginning itself we says that if the liquid is flowing, yes or no, if liquid is flowing, who will give the direction? Direction will give by the pressure difference, yes or no. In the same manner, in heat, temperature will show the direction of the flow of heat. In the same manner, in electricity, the potential difference will show the direction of electricity, how it should be traveled. Here, the pressure difference will show the direction to flow of the liquid. Are you getting my point? So who will do the work here? Work done by the pressure, yes or no. So now what we are going to do here is simply the conceptual understanding is what is going to do here is the work done by the force is equal to change the energy, yes or no, yes or no, kinetic energy plus potential energy. If it is in the same height, then it will be only the change in kinetic energy. It is has a different height, so potential energy plus kinetic energy, that means energy change. So we are going to write here energy conservation theorem, that is work done by the force is equal to change in energy, that means EI minus EF. So here EF is nothing but final potential energy, okay, final potential energy plus final kinetic energy minus initial potential energy minus final initial kinetic energy. Understand? So who will do in the work? The work done by the pressure, yes or no, work done by the pressure. So work done is nothing but force into displacement only, my dears, force into displacement. See here, force is nothing but pressure into area. So pressure is how much, my dears? See here, pressure P1 A1, okay. Displacement is how much? V1 delta T. So this is on force and this is on displacement. Now, so other end, next end, other end, the force, this is an action force, this is an reaction force, we have to take as an minus symbol. So P2, otherwise in terms of pressure also we can take. So pressure, here pressure is act towards to this direction, here the pressure is act to the opposite direction, because here already liquid will be there. So to push the liquid which is already pressure, that liquid is also apply the pressure, yes or no, reaction force will apply. So that is why we are taking as a negative sign here. So P2 A2 into V2 delta T. So this is an force and it is an displacement. So this is the work done is equal to, now what is the final potential energy? Final potential energy is how much, my dears? M. So density into volume, let it be dV, volume. So this is the mass, okay, M, G, H is how much, my dear? H is an H2. Got it? Are you getting my point? Rho dV G H2 plus kinetic energy half mv square. M is how much? Rho dV. Okay, this is a mass v square. V square is how much here? V2 whole square. Now minus rho dV G H1 minus half rho dV V1 square. Got it, everyone? So here, see here, this total term become dV, yes or no? It is become as an dV, volume. This is a volume, yes or no? This is a volume, right? Area into displacement, area into length. So total is an volume. So let it be P1 dV minus P2 dV is equal to rho dV GH2 plus half rho dV V2 square minus rho dV GH1 minus half rho dV V1 square. So all the sides dV 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 dV, all the dV's will get cancelled. So what is the remains here? P1 minus P2 is equal to rho GH2 plus half rho V2 square minus rho GH1 minus half rho V1 square. So all the terms, one terms will take on the one side, all the second terms will take another side. It will become as in P1 plus rho GH1 plus rho half rho V1 square is equal to P2 plus rho GH2 plus half rho V2 square. This is an equation of So this is an Bernoulli's principle. So Bernoulli's theorem is says that. Got it? So we can also write like this, in this P1 plus rho GH plus half rho V square is equal to constant. Yes or no, my dears? Now this is the Bernoulli's theorem says that. We proved that. So here I said that the terminology, okay, pressure head, what is the velocity head, what is the gravitation, simple. We have to be, see here, we have to divide it with an rho g for throughout of the equation. So what will happen? P by, see here, P by rho g plus here rho g h by rho g will get cancelled, remains h, understand? Then plus half here rho g, rho get cancelled, it will come as an plus v square by 2g. Are you getting my point? Rho will get cancelled, v square by 2g, that is equal to constant. What we did? We are divided with a rho g throughout of the equation. Okay, so these terms is called, see here, rho by P by rho g is called as an pressure head, h is called as an gravitational head, and v square by 2g is called as an velocity head. See, P by rho g is called pressure head, and h is called as an gravitational head, and v square by 2g is called as an velocity head. So this is only the words terminology, okay, don't fear about it. So pressure head, gravitational head and velocity head. What the Bernoulli's theorem is says that, beginning I said that the sum of all pressure head, gravitational head and velocity head is constant throughout of the pipe. Okay, that is the conceptual understanding of the Bernoulli's theorem. Understand? Do you understand everyone? Do you have any doubt? Okay, please make a note of it, then we can go for the further. Okay. So next we are going to learn it about the Torricelli's theorem. Okay, so Torricelli's theorem. What the Torricelli's theorem is says that the velocity of the efflux through the orifice is equal to the velocity with which acquired by the particle freely fall from the same height. Okay, let's we understand first, then we can write the definition. So this is the tank which contains the liquid, and the cross section area, the cross section area of a tank is an, let it be an A1. Now it has a small hole here, so which give the pipe connection, small hole. So this area of a hole is an small a, consider as an small a. Now the velocity of coming down of the water is an considered as an V1, and now the water which is comes out from the hole, this hole we can call as an orifice. Okay, what we can call orifice. So hole we can call as an orifice. So don't fear about the words, it is an terminology, that's it. Okay, so orifice is nothing but what? Hole. Got it? So efflux, this velocity we can call as an velocity of efflux. Velocity of efflux. So velocity of efflux is nothing but the velocity of a liquid which is comes from the small hole. Okay, that is an velocity of efflux. So what he says that, see here, A1 is 2 greater than A. That means this area of cross section of a tank is so much of area is bigger than the area of cross section of a small hole. Okay, so that is the imagination we are going to be imagine here. Now according to the equation of continuity, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So A1 V1 is equal to small a and V. So see here, area is so much of, so area is much greater than the small area, yes or no? So now what will happen, this velocity V1 is approximately become as an 0 comparing to this velocity, yes or no? So V1 is equal to AV by capital A. So capital A is so bigger than small a. So small value by small value upon bigger value is comes as an approximately 0, because 1 divided by 1000 or 1 divided by 100 is comes as an 0.01, yes or no? Are you getting my point? So that means the bigger value divided by small value divided by bigger value is comes as an in 0 only. So that is why, so V1 is we are taking as an approximately 0. So coming down the velocity of a liquid is 0 comparing with the velocity of the efflux. Got it? So now we are going to be apply the Bernoulli's theorem. So what the Bernoulli's theorem says that P1 plus rho g H1 plus half rho V1 square is equal to P2 plus rho g H2 plus half rho V2 whole square. See here, P1, are you getting my point? So P1 plus rho g H1. H1 is how much, my dears? Let it be considered the height of the liquid column is an capital H. So it is an rho g H1, rho g H plus it is an 0, because V1 is approximately 0, so become as a 0 is equal to P2, yes, plus see here rho g H2. So H2 value, it is on a base, this container is placed on a base, so that's why this total term become as an 0 plus half rho V square. See here, pressure at a open place is an P0. So once the pressure will comes out from the orifice is also atmospheric pressure. Here also the pressure is an P0. So both are P0. So P1, see here, P1 plus P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P0. So P0 get cancelled. What is remains here? Rho get cancelled. Now V is equal to root 2GH. Oh. Somewhere we heard it right. V is equal to root 2GH. Where it is? In a freely falling body. Yes or no? The final velocity of a freely falling body is rho GH. Here also it says that rho GH. So the exactly the Torricelli's theorem is also speak the exact thing. What it says that the velocity, see here, the velocity of efflux, okay, through an orifice, okay, through an orifice is equal to that of velocity acquired, so that of the velocity acquired by the freely fall body, falling body from the same height, from the height of liquid, from the height of a liquid. This is the Torricelli's theorem. The velocity of a flux through an orifice is equal to the velocity acquired by the freely falling body from the height of the same liquid. Are you getting my point? Simple equation, simple theorem, simply understand. The conceptual understanding is the velocity which will come from this orifice is equal to the velocity of a freely falling body. That means if any one particle is taken here from the height of h, how much velocity will acquire to the final velocity in the freely falling body? The same velocity is equal to the velocity of the efflux. Got it? Simple. Understand? So make a note of it. Then we can go for the example problems. Okay. So example. let it the, this is the container, will have the height, let it be considered as an y height. Then there is an orifice. So if you asked what is the range, if you ask the range, so the height of the liquid column is an considered as an h. Then what is the velocity there? Velocity is equal to root of 2gh. Okay, so range is, my dears, so we know very well, range is equal to ux into delta t. So ux is nothing but v here, okay, v delta t, we know that root 2y by g. So this is the range, got it? So v value is how much? V value is equal to 2g root 2gh, got it? So the question is asked, see here in the JEE mains exams many times he asks the question. So for example, there is an tank which has the orifice, okay, it has an, let it be, this is then a hole which has a height of y and the liquid height is considered as an h, okay. Then he asked that what is the R max, R max, maximum range, he asked about the maximum range. See here, y, what is the y value? Find y value for R max. So y value for R max. So we have to find the y value so that the liquid will, okay, reach to the maximum range. Got it? So it is very easy to find out. Okay, the conceptual understanding is very easy, simple. What is the velocity here, my dears? V is equal to, tell me, V is equal to root 2gh. Root 2gh is how much, my dears? What is the height of this hole? It is an h minus y. Yes or no? Capital H minus y. Now R range is equal to, so range is equal to what? V, that is 2gh minus y into delta t. Delta t is how much, my dears? Y. Yes or no? Range. Are you getting my point? That is 2y by g. That is a delta t. Got it? We already know that very well. So now R max. So for R max, what we have to do, we know very well the technique. So we have to differentiate with the variable. What is the variable here? G is a constant, 2 is a constant, height of the liquid column is a constant. What is the variable here? The variable is only y. In terms of y, we have to differentiate for the R and make it as a 0. That is a R max. Okay, yes or no? So now differentiate dy. What is the variable values here? Y into, so g get cancelled. So what is 2 is a 2 is a 4. So constant value, root is also a constant value. So what is the variable? Y into h minus y. That is equal to yh into yh minus y square. So that is equal to, see here, dy by, sorry, d by dy into yh minus y square. So if you differentiated it, well, that is equal, that we have to make it as a 0. So here is an differentiation, h is a constant value, y will come, that means h minus 2y is equal to 0. Now y is equal to h by 2. So what is the conceptual understanding here? So we have to make a hole to get a maximum range in a such a way that it should become as an exactly half of the height of the liquid column. Are you getting my point? So we make a hole in a such a way that it should come as an h by 2 to get a maximum range. Simple conceptual understanding. Okay. So by this equation we come to know that y is equal to h by 2. Can you please make a note of it? We can go for the further problem, different type of problems. Okay, based upon the mechanics. Got it? Make a note of it. So for example, based upon this example, okay, so let it become consider, if you asked, this is an h by 2, the tank is placed at h by 2 height, okay, then he says that, see here, Now this is an y and it is an hole is there. Okay. So the question is find y value for the max range. Same question. Find y value for R max. Okay. So now this is done. We find out the tank is placed up to the base of the ground. Now this tank is placed h by 2 height. Then he says that what is the y value for the maximum range. Simple, my dears. Here what is came, sir? For a maximum range, the hole should be on half of the height of the liquid column. So okay. So total height is how much? See here, R max is equal to total height is h plus h by 2. Yes or no? H plus h by 2 whole divided by 2. That is equal to 3h by 4. So this is the maximum range. So what should be the y value now? What is the y value? So y value should be on y is equal to, so 3h by 4 minus h by 2. Yes or no? H by 2. So what is the y value now? So 3h minus 4h, sorry, 2h by 4. Got it? Now what is it? H by 4. That is equal to, y is equal to how much, my dears? Y is equal to h by 4. Simple. So whatever it may be the question, we want a conceptual understanding to solve the problem. Whether he placed onto the base, whether he placed onto the h height, whether he is placed onto the h by 2 height. If he want to place the two tanks, then also we can able to do it. If you want, if he'll give the two liquids, then also we can be do it. How much the velocity of the final velocity, we can find out the final velocity of the two mixture of the liquids. That also we can be do very well. Yes or no? So we'll do the one of the example problem with the mixture of the two liquids. Okay. Can you please make a note of it? Okay. So we can take the two liquids of the container. Let it be see. So this is the container. It is an orifice. Okay. So up to this height, this is an height of, let it be considered as an h. This is an 2h height, and this liquid is an 2 rho, and its liquid is an density is rho. Consider as a density is rho. Now the question is given as an find the velocity v. Okay, find the velocity of the flux. So let it be considered here. This is the two different liquids. Okay. So what is the pressure here, my dears? The pressure of the bottom, we know that P naught plus rho g h plus 2 rho g into 2h. Yes or no? So total is how much? So P naught plus 5 rho g h. This is equal to, okay, P naught, how much the value will come here? The comes out the liquid is comes out here. So P naught plus, okay, the rho g h according to the Bernoulli's theorem. Rho g h is an same height. So we are going to take as an 0. So what is will happen here? So P naught plus how much will come? Half. See here, the liquid which is comes out here is 2 rho liquid. So 2 rho v square. So this is the v value. So P naught plus half 2 rho v square. So from here v value we have to find out. See, simple, P naught get cancelled. Okay, then it will rho also get cancelled. Okay, what is the value here? So remaining values is v square is equal to 2 also get cancelled, right? So only remains as v square. V square is equal to 5gh and v is equal to root 5gh. So this is the value. Okay, understand? If you take another example based upon the time function. So the question is, let it be considered, this is the container which has the orifice here, okay, whose cross section area is an A, and the cross section area of a container is an capital A. Okay, it has the height of h, the liquid is filled with the height h. So now the question is given in such a way that find the time when a liquid height become half. Okay, become half. Okay, so now let it now consider. Okay, let it now consider what?
H by 2.
Yeah, half of the height.
H by 2.
So h by 2 we have to take h by 2 volume of the height. Got it? So now let we can take as an variable. Now consider at a instant of t time. At a instant of t time, the liquid become this height, comes to this height, and after dt time, the liquid height comes down this much. That means this is the volume of the liquid. This is the volume of liquid is comes down in a dt time. Are you getting what? Where this volume of liquid is goes, this volume of liquid is comes out from the orifice. Yes or no? Then only it is reduces. So what is the velocity here? Velocity will come v is equal to root 2 g. This if you take as a small h, then root 2 g h. Yes or no? Are you getting what? This total volume of the liquid will comes out from this orifice with the velocity of root 2 g h. Understand? So volume comes down in dt time. So a dh is equal to small a into velocity. Yes or no? So root of 2gh into dt time. Yes or no? This total value, this volume only reduces. So a into dh, how much height it is? So this is the height is dh. If you consider as a dh, a dh is equal to a into root 2gh into dt. Got it? Understood? Now simple. So a by a into dh by root h is equal to what is remains here? So root 2g, okay, into dt. So integrate on both sides. From where to where? Okay, no problem. From where to where? 0 to t. Here h to h by 2. Okay. Now if you solve the equations will come as an final equations. If you solve the equations, the t value will come. So here the t value, see here, root 2g, it is an t will remains here. Here how much? A by a. See here, integration of 1 by root h is how much, my dears? Root 2h. Yes or no? Root 2h. So it is an root 2h. What is the limits here? Limits is an my dears? 2 root 2h. Yeah. 2 root h. Yeah. So a by a into 2 root h, h to h by 2. So if you substitute the values here, see here. So if you take a minus value here, because so the volume is going to be reduces by the time. So if you are reduces, you have to take as an minus value. So it will come as an a by a. See here, if you apply the limits will come as an root 2 root 2 also will take a common. Let it be 2 take a common. So here is an h by 2 minus root h is equal to root 2g into t. See here, if you are multiply with the, my dears, if you multiply with the minus, it will become as an 2a by a root h minus root h by 2 is equal to root 2g into t. So now t value will become as an 2 by root 2g, okay, root 2g into a by a root h minus root h by 2. Now 2 root 2 get cancelled. So here root 2 will come. So t is equal to a by, see here, root 2 by g, a by a into root h minus root h by 2. So this is the answer. Okay. So now See, what is the conceptual understanding here? The conceptual understanding is, if we are taking as an half of the liquid column, then we have to take as an root h by 2. H by 2 we are taking here. Okay. So whatever it may be, if you asked instead of h by 2, if you asked let it consider as an h by 4, h by 3, okay, 2h by 3, whatever it may be, the same value will going to be substitute here. The formula will come as an t is equal to root 2 by g. See here h is an this total height, and h by 2 is an half of the height. So if we asked total height is an h, if you asked h by 3, then h by 3 will come, 2h by 3, 2h by 3 will come, 3h by 4, 3h by 4 will come. Whatever the he will going to ask, we can able to solve the answer very easily with the time function with this equation. Instead of sometimes in the some books they will mention t is equal to root 2 by g, a by a into root of h1 minus root of h2. So h2 value is how much it is reduces, h1 value is what is the height of the liquid column. Are you getting my point? So hope you that you understand very clearly about today's class, okay, with a clear conceptual understanding. Okay, then we can go further on the next class. Okay, until you can make a note of it. Okay, my dears, first you can make a note of it, then we can continue our class on tomorrow. Got it?